Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness was in Montego Bay last week Monday to break ground for the Moon Palace Grand Resort in St. James.
It didn't happen by chance. It is because of deliberate, instrumental policy and government action that ensured that this is the outcome that we see.
The $700 million investment will be built on 68 acres of land divested by the Urban Development Corporation UDC through a competitive process. It's in keeping with the government's Partnership for Prosperity policy.
This is not only a private benefit that will happen. The entire country will benefit.
The 1,200-room resort will employ approximately 3,000 people, and Dr. Holness is urging stakeholders in the tourism sector to move away from cheap labor for profit and embrace the model of creating value that will benefit both labor and capital.
The government does acknowledge that if we're going to improve service as a service economy, there has to be an increase in the level of remuneration and reward for the workers. And I think that needs to be said so that our tourism workers are reassured that our model of development is not exploitative.
He says the shift in tourism development to include housing for staff is part of this.
What I would be particularly interested in visiting is what will happen across the road, where 500 apartment facilities will be built.
On the matter of access to public beaches,
and I'm happy to say that this development will also be partnering with the TEF to ensure that there is a properly developed beach, adequate in size and service for the public in this area.
Prime Minister Holness also facilitated the distribution of 70 land titles to residents of Norwood St. James. This is part of the government's continued efforts to formalize land ownership and promote security of tenure. Dr. Holness described the distribution as a turning point for Norwood.
Your community is a case study of a community that is transitioning from informality to formality. You are the epitome of ambition, hard work, and the drive to uplift yourself.
The process was facilitated through the government's systematic registration of title and has been successful in St. Elizabeth and St. Catherine.
What that has done is to accelerate titling. So we are not waiting on persons to come to get their titles. What we have done is to be clear and early for systematic titling.
Dr. Holness says over 12,500 titles have been issued since April 2021, and the aim is to replicate the process island-wide very soon.
Don Webby was, in every respect, a national figure whose presence was felt in the boardroom, in the Senate, in the community, and in the hearts of the people whose lives he touched.
A solemn moment as Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness and Jamaica reflected on the life of the Honorable Don Webby. His celebration of life service was held on Thursday.
His passing has left a void, not just in the Grace Kennedy family and the Jamaican business community, but in the fabric of our nation. Don Webby's life was defined by a deep and abiding commitment to his country. To the Webby family, I extend the deepest condolences of the government and people of Jamaica. We thank you for sharing Don with us.
Tributes continued Saturday for Jamaica's legendary boxer, McCllum, at the same church. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness's tribute was read by Minister of Sport Olivia Grange.
Over the course of his career, Mike was named Jamaica's Sportsman of the Year 7 times. A remarkable feat that reflects not only his dominance in his discipline, but the respect he commanded from his fellow Jamaicans. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2003, ensuring that his legacy would be preserved alongside the greatest fighters in history.
And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more of the news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.